would like to know what everyone's favorite guilty pleasure film is. What's something you enjoy?
Oh, guilty pleasure film. Not guilty pleasure film.
Not there should be a comma in there somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. What's your favorite guilty pleasure? Am I still saying it wrong? What's your favorite guilty pleasure film?
Yes.
Guilty pleasure film.
Yeah, I think we got it.
What film is your guilty pleasure?
What film is your guilty pleasure?
Hunt for Red October.
Oh, very good.
That's a good one. Wow.
Yeah. It's supremely dweeby, but it's full of like mega hot people being brainy and kind of saving the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's the appeal of Supernatural.
Yeah.
Kind of a tough one because it depends on the mood I'm in, but I'll go with the Raid 1 and 2, simply because I was just surprised at just how good they were. Like, the Raid 1 is Die Hard, if everyone in Die Hard, like, knew martial arts, and the Raid Redemption is basically The Departed, if everyone knew martial arts. So,
Nice.
Both amazing action movies.
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
I can't think of one. I can't think of. Come back to me.
It's all right.
I don't feel any guilt necessarily about it, but Southland Tales, everything is wrong. Like, everything is wrong with Southland Tales, and somehow,
no sense.
and it's something transcendent. It is a film that was made with about there is like a whole other film's worth of stuff on the cutting room floor, so it's just a universe very, very similar to our own, but very different as well, and it's just so brilliant. It's the best.
There's also no such thing. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
Yes,
Own
that
them.
too.
Yeah.
Own them.
Yeah,
That's true.
But Southland Tales genuinely is like, yeah, it's amazing.
Depending on the side of the mirror that I'm on, either Kevin Costner's The Robin Hood or Robin Hood Men in Tights,
Yeah.
which are
They're both.
well, the Robin Hood Men in Tights is a parody of Kevin Costner's
Yeah.
The Robin Hood.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of other references in it, but it uses that movie as its template.
Yeah.
very good.
How many of you have heard of brain donors?
No.
Okay.
Not since the operation.
Yes, it's a difficult one to bring up because. Okay, so it's John Turturro, Bob Nelson, and Mel Smith, and I know everyone's heard of at least John Turturro, and some people will know who Bob Nelson is because I think he was on like Almost Live, and Mel Smith is a very well-known English comedian apparently, doing a Marx Brothers movie. In the late 80s, early 90s. And it is heavy Marx Brothers stuff, apparently. The movie feels like a full-length movie, and it is like 84 minutes long. Like, it's crazy, because it feels like a long movie, because there's lots of stuff going on in it. There's so much stuff packed into it. And it is just really dumb, and there's all these great things. Like, I was shown this when I was like in grade 9. I'm like, this is such an amazing movie. Because I never watched Marx Brothers stuff. Mm-hmm. But to see this, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I want to show this to more people, but I feel like if I show that to them, they'll be like, why don't we just watch Duck Soup? Like, why don't we just watch A Night at the Opera? Like, why are you showing me this thing? And like, the only reason I can think of is because it's kind of like updated for now what it would kind of feel like, and it's super funny watching John Turturro be Groucho.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
He plays Roland T. Flackpfizer, who is an ambulance chaser, and a
course.
literal ambulance chaser.
Oh, yes.
And when you first meet him, he is running to like William Tell Overture after an ambulance to try to get a client, and on the way he passes a car accident and hands out his cards, and then goes right back after the ambulance again.
Nice.
Oh, I like that.
It's a really just an amazing movie that just did not get its due, but it's also not a great movie. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I may as well get in.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, the really easy one for a while, although I don't think people are sour on it anymore, just because a lot of people our age grew up with it being in the cultural sphere.
All right.
It's Titanic.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
coming around.
people are no longer like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of that, hearing
Yeah.
about this, yeah.
Well, people have so much distance from Celine Dion now, so.
Yeah.
But this reminded me, I was talking with my coworkers 2 Halloweens back, because a group of friends of mine, we all sat down, and it was my first time seeing The Room.
Oh.
Oof.
And I was talking with my coworkers about this movie, like, oh yeah, we're planning on sitting down and watching that. And some of my coworkers are like 18. And then I watched it and found out, oh yeah, the first half hour of it is like really bad, really mild, like softcore porn. And
Yeah.
I'm not 18. I'm a bit older than that. I should not be talking about a movie with that in it
Oh my God.
to people that young.
I mean, pornography is something you enjoy, and no one can enjoy The Room.
I don't know. The disaster artist makes it pretty enjoyable.
I don't think you enjoy The Room. You enjoy this. You
Yeah.
enjoy the train wreck. It's
Yes.
like you're not watching this movie to like understand what's happening.
Sure.
You're watching this because you know going in that this movie is terrible, and you want to see like how how did this happen? How did
Yeah.
how did these people film
It's-
and cut and do all of this like this got finished, which takes
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's similar as to why I love Southland Tales, kind of, but with more talented people involved. But every single person in that cast had no idea what they were talking about, but they were all in. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is all in
He's a
on
pimp.
his character.
He's a pimp.
That
He
made me-
is.
That made me think of another one actually. Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is good.
Yeah.
A lot
good,
of people
though. It's-
don't like it, though.
I know.
For some reason.
Yeah.
But
They
the
don't
scene
like
where
it.
the elevator's open.
They don't like it taking the piss out of other movies, maybe?
Aw,
That's probably
it's
why,
just-
because it actually
it's
it's delightful.
it's like
Yeah.
a good horror movie inside of a bad horror movie.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And sometimes it's like there are these moments where like it's a little too on the nose about like it making fun of the genre. Like for me, the biggest moment was when Chris Hemsworth was like, "Oh my God, we're under attack by zombies. Okay, here's what we do: we stay together, we lock the doors."
Yeah.
And like he does the logical thing. The guy's like, "Wait, hold on a second," pushes a button, and then makes him do something stupid. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, fine, I get it." You know, the reason why we have them do stupid things is in a horror movie is so you can advance the plot forward because no logical human being behaves like this. But like, do you really need to get that blatant about it?
yes.
Actually, Chris Hemsworth brings up for me because it didn't really occur to me that like I guess people would maybe consider this a guilty pleasure because I guess people don't consider it a good movie, but the 2016 Ghostbusters is amazing, and it's partly very very much because it was because of Holtzman, but being able to see ladies kick ass, take names, bust ghosts was really really great. But also Chris Hemsworth is a fantastic comedic actor. Like he's got really really good comedic timing, and he's so he's very very dreamy, but he's also really funny. So I really like that one.
My other guilty pleasure is actually like Starship Troopers 1, 2, and 3.
Starship Troopers is frighteningly prescient.
Here's the thing that, like, originally it was just, hey, look, this is like a cheesy action movie, and then I kind of had this thought one night of, if you don't view it as a like movie of like an adaptation of the Heinlein novel, but
Yeah.
if you view it as in-universe propaganda,
Yeah.
like take a step back and think you're not watching like a movie. You're watching propaganda produced like either in like the Heinlein novel or in its own or in the Starship Troopers universe. This is just a straight up propaganda film that the government put out to like drum up support for whatever war. I mean, it has all the hallmarks.
Yeah.
Like a humanized enemy, larger than life heroes. You follow. Johnny Rico, who apparently is immortal and can do does wrong, but like it never really comes back to haunt him. Like all of this has the hallmarks of. I mean, there's also the blatant parts of the join mobile infantry in the beginning and the end, but Like the entire time, it just feels like I'm watching propaganda. And when you watch it like that, suddenly
Yeah.
the movie gets a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
I've yet to watch it because at the time I heard this is awful, and then I also heard that it's like you get to see Denise Richards nude in it. And I'm like, well, is that worth the money?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this: watching it during the second Gulf War was a trip because, like,
Oh, right.
oh my god. Did we find physical challenges? I'm feeling
We've got a
antsy.
couple. Can anyone do a handstand?
No.
No.
Well, accepted and completed. then.
Perfect. Find out if anyone can do a handstand. Yeah.
Yeah. See. There's. Not very many. Oh, there are. Oh, I can wait. I can just sort them through by category. This was all explained to me in great detail the day before we started.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
I do have a question for the room
Sure.
if you
Yeah.
don't have anything lined up.
Yeah.
Instead of movies, what is your guilty pleasure music?
Oh.
Because that one, there's
Yeah.
you can listen to a lot of things
Yes.
quickly.
I have a whole.
I'm sure.
I have a radio show. I listen to a lot of music.
And like, I'll
Yeah.
start since I have it in my mind already.
Yeah.
Depending on the company I'm sharing, Neil Cicierga's work
Yeah.
can be very guilty pleasure or very like, I'm gonna play this thing that you very much will not like, and that's gonna be deliberate.
Yeah. I definitely strongly feel that, like, yeah, there really is no such thing as a guilty pleasure, but especially with music. Music is so incredibly subjective.
Yeah.
Like, every single time I go to Pitchfork and read an album review, I'll be like, here are my favorite songs on the album, here's my least favorite song on the album, and they will always, every time, be like, least favorite song is the one thing that's good about
Yeah.
this whole bit of mediocrity. That's like, fine. So with that said, I am a completely unapologetic Prozac fan, and I have the t-shirt from yesterday, and interviewed one of them on my radio show and saw them live, and it was amazing. Hanson is actually really, really good. They kept making really, really good, like, pop rock music. And Kesha's new album is also great.
I find most of the music that your guilty pleasure is music that young women enjoy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot. That, yeah.
I would like to know if there are other challenges in the hopper. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, just because we've been talking about it at length now. Not to be a stick in the mud, but I think we should all try, everybody, to stop creating the idea of guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
The whole concept of it
I thought
is
you were-
terrible.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say we should all stop, talking.
No.
I have some notes on Desert Bus I need to give you.
Yeah, no, it's legitimately like, because as soon as you start categorizing something as a guilty pleasure, you're kind of downplaying probably somebody's piece of work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
But B, also the fact that you should feel bad about liking something, and you should
Yep.
never ever feel bad about liking something.
The only thing that I go with as far as that is that there's a lot of music I have on my phone that I love that I just won't play for people anymore.
100%.
Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're gonna listen to this. It's stuff that is really lovely and important to me, and the fact is that every time I play it for somebody and like, I really like this. I like what they did here. I like what they did that, and then I get no feedback. I get just
Yeah.
kind of like blank stare, like, all right. And it's like, you know what? I'm done making myself feel bad by
Yep.
playing this for other people. So I'm gonna put a whole bunch of like stuff that is really cool and out there on my iPod, and if we run into that, we'll listen to that. And if anything else comes on that I really like, I'm not playing it for any of you anymore, because it's mine now. It's only mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll get to enjoy it, and who gives a crap if anyone else does?
Yeah.
It is stressful sharing your music, though.
Oh,
Absolutely.
God,
It's like
yeah.
sharing movies and books
Yep.
and all that. It can sometimes be a piece of yourself.
But
Anything good in there,
yeah.
Andy?
There's been some really good there, I've come across this before of like sort of recategorizing the phrase guilty pleasure, or renaming it, but it's not stuff that you should feel bad about liking. It's stuff that you acknowledge has issues to it and enjoy, and are still, and enjoy some, sometimes in spite of itself. But jumping off of what you were saying as well, and sort of like, stuff getting categorized as stuff that you shouldn't enjoy, but like, what's the difference between Joss Whedon's fan scripts becoming multi-million-dollar movies and fan fiction?
Nothing.
How
Fan
legitimate.
fiction is overwhelmingly written by women and queer folk.
Yeah.
The romance novel genre has been has been a cultural joke for years, decades, but like, it's a huge industry. It's just an industry that's mostly consumed by women. So that's something that I think also is people are starting to sort of challenge on, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But I keep my pen name private for almost everyone, just because I enjoy having two sort of sides of things. But I am so proud to be a fanfic author.
Thank you.
Like, oh my god, it's so much fun.
All right.
All right.